Time with you, and I am extra grateful, extra happy because I don't get to only spend time with all of you, my amazing friends, but I get to spend time with one of my true incredible friends who is also a style and fashion authority. She lives, she breathes, she loves fashion, and let me tell you, she has completely revamped my wardrobe, and we're gonna have so much fun today. We're gonna mix and match jewelry with some wardrobe to give you a fresh new look for spring. I'm so excited to introduce you to the one and only Trisha Condra.
Thank you, Allison. Oh
One of my absolute favorite people.
Oh, likewise.
Seriously.
We were saying, I said, oh my gosh, I just love being here. Thanks for having me.
Yes, and I have
Thanks
to
for
say
having me,
this
guys.
is just, true confession. This lady here, let me know.
I'm a little scared about what she's going to say.
Let me know in the chat below if you can totally relate. But I got so locked in to my style and what I thought, would only look good on me, or what colors, what styles. And if it wasn't for Trisha,
Oh, you're so
you
sweet.
helped me step out of my style box, because I think a lot of us kind of get stuck in that, be it jewelry, be it fashion.
You're so right. We do. I mean, it's so often for us to go to our what I call our comfort zone, and we only gravitate to those pieces in our closet. And there's so much happening in fashion that's so new and exciting, especially kind of post-COVID. We kind of like shook things up after COVID, and things are just getting, I think, really exciting. I've been in the industry for 30 years, so it's fun to kind of see it just kind of take off again with bright color and fun things, new shapes. I mean, I guess revisited shapes.
Yes,
because we
everything
always
kind of comes back.
Of course
again.
it does, but
Really.
it's so easy to get into that rut, even to your point with your jewelry pieces.
Absolutely.
And there's so many cool things we're going to show today. I was so excited to
I know,
talk
we were
about
just
that.
like,
I know.
Where
right?
do we start? Where do we stop, I should say.
Really?
But I mean, it's so much fun because I think if it's with jewelry or with fashion, sometimes you have to step out of your comfort zone to try something new. And what I found in my experience was I found my new favorites.
Yeah. When you do that, oftentimes I always tell women, like when they step out, many times they'll see that they get compliments, because people are so used to seeing in the same things. They'll get these compliments and they come back and they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I could wear that. I didn't know that that would be good on me. I'm so glad I tried. So try some new things, because I think it really kind of helps you kind of evolve, and your style does evolve over time. It's not something that there's a misconception. I mean, there are some people that are very classic style, but even within that zone, you do evolve in your style via age, via your geographic location. I mean, there's people that live in Florida that are a little bit more casual than maybe they were in New York. I mean, so there's a lot of things that impact our style, and I am just excited today to talk about some of the spring stuff.
Absolutely. So let's get started. Make sure you chat right along. Remember, we are your personal stylists. So if you want to see us, mix and match something, let us know in the chat below.
Sure.
Also, if you've never shopped with us before, it's so easy. As we're presenting items, you're going to see an image pop up. You just click right on that image. You can see everything up close and personal, get a lot of your questions answered, and you can shop that way. The best part is you're still going to see and hear us, so you won't miss out on anything.
That's awesome. I've already seen some things. I'm going to be shopping.
Oh, and I'm going to be shopping. I already said, okay, Trisha, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get this.
When I was pairing up, I was like, oh, this looks so great. This looks so great. So it's a perfect segue, because, we were talking, Alice and I were talking before the show when we were kind of thinking about this. There's so many cool things in spring, and there's so many, I hate to say the word trends, but there's so many forward fashion messaging, and we're going to hone in on just a couple, because we don't have several hours, even though I think both of us, the gift of gab, we could talk forever about fashion and fashion jewelry and mixing those. But we're gonna talk a little bit about today, because we've heard a lot about Viva Magenta over the course of the last year, in pinks, and they're kind of a staple in women's wardrobes, but there is a huge message about leaning into green for spring 2023. So we're going to spend some time on that, and we've got some great jewelry pieces to go.
Yes.
So the interesting thing about the fashion message with green is that it's mixing green. So it's not just one green message. The New York Fashion Week color card that they do, the Pantone color card that they do specific for that week, has two very strong greens in it. There is a Kelly or classic green, and then there is a there's a lovebird green, and it's really more of that citron, yellowy green. So you're seeing already from New York Fashion Week, they're playing on 2 different levels of greens in a very small palette. But we, in researching and doing editorials, which I love, love to do, is looking at all the ranges of green. So like, for example,
look at
you
this.
have emerald green that's kind of
Exactly.
mixed in with the Viva Magenta. What a perfect pairing. And that's a huge message too. Don't think, because a lot of people else they get afraid of wearing green.
Absolutely, and
'cause
this is a great way
It's
for
a-
jewelry or accents
Yes.
to work in green. And Trisha,
So-
we have so many friends hanging out
Oh,
with
yay,
us. I
awesome.
love it. And Stephanie says, I love green. Casey, we love Casey. She said, you never know
So-
if you don't try.
No, you don't.
You
Tell
don't
us
know.
what your favorite green is, because there is a range, and I love to hear that, because some women, as I mentioned, some are a little intimidated by green. I really went bold today. I went
And it
with one
looks
of the
great.
newest greens there is out there. This is certainly kind of almost that highlighter green. It is a little bit more subdued than a true highlighter, but it's really bold. I
It
love
is.
it.
Do you find too with the color green that it looks good? I mean,
Certain
obviously you
skin
have a
tones.
light hair. I have darker hair, but I think it's a color that really goes well.
People can wear it. It just depends on the green. So a lot will cast yellow, and a lot will
Okay.
cast more in the red tones of green. So you have to be careful about that. But we've got a solution for that too.
Oh,
You
we
don't want it
do.
up on your face. So I guess
You're full of
let's
solutions.
start talking about some of the fun stuff.
Yeah,
Right?
some of the jewelry, some of the
Sure.
amazing curated fashion that you have pulled for us today.
So I think let's start. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to talk
Yes.
about some of the things. I'm going to lean into your blouse for just a second.
Please do.
Because we will talk about Allison's hoops in just a moment, but
Talk about style and fashion
goodness,
authority.
look at these. And I mentioned earlier about how we're really mixing these pinks and greens. You're also seeing blues and greens being mixed, but don't be afraid to mix your colors. This is such a spring message, but let's take a peek at what this would look like with her blouse.
And I actually
It's
own
amazing.
these.
I love it. And there's such a floral message too in motifs for jewelry for spring 2023. And this kind of pays nod to it. Like if you look at this section of this earring, the strap, this actually is stunning and more of a floral shape.
You know what I love about these too, like even with my top, because not necessarily I would wear a necklace, or with your top as well, but you have those great longer linear earrings that really give you that incredible statement message.
That's a great point, because one of the biggest fashion trends for spring 2023 in jewelry is what they're calling look at me earrings or shoulder gracing and
so-
statement earrings. Because
How low would you go? Let us know.
Yeah,
Seriously.
we actually have in the, you're seeing out there, there has been an off the shoulder message too, but completely in the reverse, you're seeing the necks actually come up a little bit higher. This is actually a sleeveless top. I'll show you in a minute. But your necks are higher. So you've got this, like what Allison, what you have on, it's more of that kind of kind of paying homage to Elizabethan. So it's like taller, little ruffle neck. So the statement earring, the elongated earring, statement earring is a big message. So if you were really following trends, you're going to know that that elongated earring, that chandelier, that statement earring is one of the biggest trend messages there are.
Ooh, Nancy says, beautiful, love the color. Sally, love
Love
the
it.
earrings with that blouse. Pink and green go well together. Oh, Sarah says, what are your recommendations on a bold earring like that with the bold pattern? So
Yeah.
that was one of our,
Love it.
right there.
Absolutely. Those are fantastic. And we've got some other things like we're going to go through and talk about with color, but I'm going to hold on one piece because I want to show
Okay.
you how it mixes with our crochet message.
Mhm.
So keeping with greens, as we move forward, you actually, you know what, you have, we just showed the earring. We have that ring too.
Oh, we did, yes.
That matches it. Let me do that really quick. So we've got the earring, Allison. Do you want to try that one on? I love this because it completes it so perfectly.
And both of these are from Rachel Roy, who, as many of you know, is a true designer extraordinaire, world renowned. But love this labradorite, and then it's that incredible pop of that vibrant, almost a Viva magenta there.
It is. It looks like it, doesn't it?
Yes, and
I
that's
love
sapphire.
those together. And you know, again, it's that color mixing in the jewelry that kind of just is shaking hands with the whole trend this year. I
Yeah.
love it. These look great together. I actually might need these because I have that blouse.
Yeah, well, these would look amazing.
It's so
on you.
pretty. There's like several trends wrapped into one here. The floral message, the green, the
colors.
mixing color message, and then the drop.
Yes.
shape. So these are an earring that you must have. So continuing, I love the idea of these greens. We're gonna keep moving through, and if you see behind Allison and I, we've got a couple of different options, and you're seeing greens being interpreted. I'll just kind of flash you a few pieces just outright, and then we're gonna mix our jewelry in. But there's this new boho that's happening, green in a pattern. If you're afraid of green by itself, this is perfect to mix a lot of different options of jewelry with. You have, I love, and I mentioned earlier, we'd give you a solution if you didn't want green up on your face. So will you grab these pants for me?
Sure.
So there's a lot of color happening. The green is being interpreted on the bottoms as well. And I love this look, and look at the jewelry.
Again,
Right?
this is just, you see how
So-
jewelry revamps this outfit. It's already stylish, it's already cute, but then you just
I know.
gotta add like that
It's like
signature in.
that perfect completer. So if
Yes.
you're afraid of having green up against your face as a garment, I love the mixing the colored bottom in, and then just taking this piece of jewelry. I love this. And of course this little top, just so you know, is speaking to another trend, crochet. So I love how we're mixing this kind of, again, newer boho message, kind of the modern boho, and then the jewelry piece is just fantastic.
I love it. And it's so funny, like you mentioned crochet, and at first I was thinking crochet, it is such a strong message, and it's taking kind of that classic crochet but giving it a real modern twist to it.
It
right?
really is. They're cleaned up. It's not really that, you know, I use the word modern bohemian because it's really kind of what's happening. It's not that traditional look of the bohemian that we know. A little bit maybe not as tailored. This piece is actually very, it's actually tailored on the body, even though it's an open stitch crochet. It's the pattern itself lends itself to going under a blazer for work, lends itself to going with a skirt, you know, and then of course, to your point, the jewelry is the home run on this because you put that together and it just completes your whole look.
See, that would look amazing even with the blazer you have on,
For
any
sure.
color as well.
Absolutely. Well, I want to show you a little trick when I was looking at all the jewelry that we have, because we've got a few other pieces in this collection.
Okay, I love tricks.
I like it because
Hey,
this
Savannah.
main piece,
Yes.
look at this. So this little dress we just showed you, which was cute on its own, but now it says something different in my opinion.
Completely different.
Completely different.
I love that. See, that's a multitasking necklace. And I like to say I want my jewelry to work as hard as I do.
Yes.
And that definitely does. Do you see how that just across the board with those two pieces,
It's
works
perfect.
perfect.
Well, and it takes this, you know, it actually elevates. So if you've got a dress that one would deem that looks fairly casual, right? And that's okay, but you want to take it to a little bit dressier place, you do it with your jewelry pieces. And I just love how it kind of accentuates this whole look. The neck is more open, so this is where you play with that whole neckline. And there's some other pieces we have in this little collection. There's a bracelet, I believe. Let me, look how
Oh, Amy's joining us, of course, our good friend Savannah.
love this piece as well. Goes with our little necklace.
It does, and again, the green, you can bring in the different shades of green as well.
course.
I can see too with the greens, they can work together too. You might not necessarily
Yeah.
think that.
Well, it's about blending. It's not about matching. I just love it. I even like it with my jacket, you
I
know,
do,
because it plays in a richer, deeper, and I bet you obviously even with your blouse
And with the ring.
and your ring. Let's just slide that on really quick.
But see, that's why I always love green. It's kind of
look
that
how pretty.
neutral.
It gives you a little bit, it does put a different spin on this blouse, but I do love the idea of mixing greens. And that really is the statement about leaning into green. It's not about landing on one classic color like a Kelly green or a classic green. It's about blending them. And I love like the idea of like mixing a Kelly green with like peridot,
Right.
you know,
So
or
you have
mixing
kind of these different
emerald with-
dimensions to
Yeah,
it.
for sure. I'm gonna slide that off.
I like this.
I love some
I need her here all the
fun.
time.
So we've got again some other fun green, and this is
so
more
cute.
And I'm sharing this because most of the pieces, and we're gonna talk to pearls in a few minutes, which is my personal favorite. But these open necklines, when you do see them right now, this is the great chance to jump on those beautiful necklaces. Again, you could even mix in the one we were just showing.
Would look great with that neckline.
For sure.
But again, would look great with pearls too. That would look great with a little pair of jeans. I mean,
Absolutely.
across the board.
Absolutely. So I know that we've got a really cool pair of earrings behind me that I've been dying to show. And it
Seriously.
really, they speak to, they're so fun. Okay, so I love fun jewelry. I mean, I love sophisticated and beautiful jewelry too, but you know, there is all this talk about like beading and some of the more, I don't want to say like crafty, but they're definitely, the bead and crochet message has gone hand in hand for years, like since the 70s, right? So we're going to show you a modern spin on that. So I'm going to pull out this crazy fun crochet cardigan.
Okay.
And then we're going to pair the earrings with it. So,
This is just fun.
I know, right? So this whole almost like, it looks like almost the old macrame. This is a big message. Actually not in the just the younger market. So don't be fooled. This is from a women's contemporary boutique. People are wearing it with their jeans like what I have on and a cute little blouse to dress it up a little bit. But check this out. These are the cuties. I mean, look how cute.
How can you not smile? I mean,
Right?
how can you not? How can people
Fingers are
not
probably right
smile
behind there.
looking at you and then you smile wearing
I'm
that?
kind of shaking up your camera a little bit. There we go. Okay. So look how cute this is together.
Perfect.
Right? Adorable. So let me show you another way. So Allison, do you mind holding
I
that?
will hold this.
So imagine, because I'm sure all of you can imagine, if I had a graphic tee on and a pair of sneakers and then I put these on with my blazer.
I mean, talk about
Right?
a message right there.
Totally different message,
Mhm.
fun fashion message. Love it. I love that they're elongated. If I had my little crew neck t-shirt on and maybe a little graphic statement, something fun, put on my sneakers, go. Love them. I mean, how fun are they? And they've got a rainbow of colors in them, so you are not limited to anything you could wear. I mean, these would be even super cute with this little top.
And look at that. Again,
It really pops
and even,
the color.
you know, even this. Look
Yeah.
at that. Look how that. The kind of
Beautiful.
that beautiful kind of, what color would you call this?
This is almost like a celadon.
Yeah. Do you see how it picks that up in those earrings too?
So speaking of beaded earrings, because we do have some
Yes.
other fun ones, I am loving these too. And I actually was gonna, I think I'm gonna try one on for you. But these are so fun. And this goes along the same idea with, here Allison, do you mind holding
Yeah,
this
hold
one?
this and then we have these.
So we've got a couple of options, and I think this is really fun because this is a different spin on them. And I love the idea of kind of a new modern shape, like not a traditional beaded shape. You actually see some of the gold work in here that gives it kind of that graphic look in a way. It's divided. I love that.
And this is really great too because these are sold as a set, which I love. So you have all the amazing colors. There's a lot of great earth tones. And then you have this incredible kind of, obviously the beads and the sparkle there from every single angle. And Sarah, to answer your question, oh my gosh, how do you
we have
get
people
these?
engaging?
Yes, I love it. We're having all these questions. You can click on the image that you see there. And that's where you can order any of the jewelry.
So look what I did. I just put in one. But so how
Love.
cute is this? So let me take my jacket off
Okay.
and show you kind of if we did. Look how fun these are, right? I
And
just
just with
do
a
necklace.
nice, right, you can't do a necklace.
Because it's the higher neck, but it is a spring summer top. You could do this top or this shape of top in any color. But look how fun these are. I think it takes my outfit to a new place.
It really does. Like it
Right?
changes in an instant, just like that.
Super,
and I love it
super
because
cute.
I always say a good pair of earrings look good when you're coming and going.
Yes.
And so with your hair up, because of the way the beads are faceted, you get that incredible kind of light bouncing off from every single
That's
angle.
a great point. I love that. You know, and what I think about when I see these earrings too, we're talking spring fashion, but I also kind of lean into the summer messages where you get to these natural fibers. And these would be so pretty, like just mixing with like a linen dress.
Yes, or even like your beach cover up.
Yes.
And you just want something a little stylish, or
For
those
sure.
beautiful maxi dresses.
I think so, for sure. I'm actually going to just lay my jacket down.
And remember, those are sold in a set as well. So think about all the amazing options
Oh my
you
gosh.
have.
Yeah, absolutely. Because there's the subtle changes in color. They kind of reflect off of a lot of different options. And you know, we're only speaking to one really strong color message. We're going to flash at you a couple of other things. I know we've talked about green. There's a lot more to say about green. I'd be remiss though if I didn't mention some of the pastel messaging that's happening. So we have been, when you think about fashion, and we came out of our out of like the COVID era, and they called it kind of that dopamine dressing, if you will, where people were dressing really super happy and really bright and neons, and that's amazing and wonderful. But what we're doing now, we've been a cycle out, a year out. We're still mixing some of our fun brights, leaning into colors that we haven't leaned into in a little while, but we're also kind of bridging that with pastels. So we're getting, it's kind of that softer, calm.
Right.
Yes. Because we came out, there was this heightened anxiety. We, lived through this, and there's a lot of psychology behind dressing. I actually talk some about that, and I spoke last week on it. But there's a psychology about that. But these soft colors, they're just so beautiful.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna flash some.
And Stephanie has a question on the weight of the earrings. How do they feel?
Oh, these are super light. Actually, super light. When I put them on, I was like, oh my gosh, they really are.
So it's super
Because
comfortable.
I'm one that doesn't. A lot of women feel that way. You don't want to wear anything that's heavy, but these are. They look like they would be much heavier than they are. They're actually really comfortable.
Light, so they're really comfortable too.
And I'm sure in the close-up you probably saw it wasn't pulling or anything. So that any heavy earring will do that for sure. Just kind of drag on your ear. But no, these are great. So Stephanie, easy. They're very lightweight, perfect for a lot of options.
So pastels.
Yes.
Which I love when you kind of think about pastels. To me, I always kind of think spring and summer, that kind of freshness.
Oh, for sure. And I think there is a psychology behind the soft and calmness of these colors too that's happening.
Gorgeous color.
Yeah, this is beautiful. So we're loving lilac. I love this. I think this is beautiful. Actually, I'm going to ask you if you don't mind. Can we grab that pearl necklace?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. See, she's rubbing off on me.
So for those of you, many of you I'm just meeting, but I love pearls. I'm a huge pearl fan. But look at how beautiful this is. And you can make this, honestly, as dressy, like with a tailored black pant, but I love it with just a jean. I just love the idea of with a little jean. We are seeing like a lightweight cargo pant, which is really soft, like in the satiny fabrics. But this blouse, a couple of messages for you that my fashionistas out there. So light color, button front, kind of traditional blouse shape, and shine. So it's touching a few of the fashion messages when it comes to blouses.
Right. And it also, with the pearls too, you think about those same kind of things, like the luster, shine.
Yeah.
From the pearls.
So I love this pearl necklace. I get emotional. I'm like, I love pearls,
she loves pearls
of any kind. I'm known to be wearing like 10 strands at one time. But I will tell you, these pearls, this Janice pearls, this is so beautiful.
And look how it just pulls in even the color of the lilac too.
It does. And there's another trend I'm going to pay a nod to for just a moment when it comes to jewelry. There's a lot of conversation this year. So we've talked about the drop earring, right? And the statement earrings. There's a lot of talk about the jumbo pearl, but also there's this whole trend on inspired by nature. And what I love about this pearl type and shape is that it almost feels very fluid, like the water. Like it feels,
we know
they come, yes. Yeah. And I love how it feels, and I just look at it and I think about that whole message of inspiring by nature and what nature brings to us.
And it's natural in the form too.
It is. I love it. I just think they're beautiful.
Now, if you wore this with jeans, would you, I guess it kind of depends, but would you tuck it in?
Sure.
Would you do like
so
a front?
Rules about how to wear volume tops, right? And you will see some of the editorials talking about breaking those rules, but honestly that's not for your average person or average body type. And the rules are, if you're full on top, you're thin on the bottom. If you're full on the bottom, you're smaller on top. You have seen that breaking a little bit this year and last year. People are getting a little bit more adventurous and doing a little bit more volume over volume. But probably how I would wear this, because I am actually in the big denim trend right now, which is like that fuller, kind of what they call the mom jean, even some of them call the dad jean. It really has to do with how the leg flares. But I'm into this voluminous jean. I love it. The skinnies are not going away. I always tell people they're like a flip-flop in your shoe wardrobe. You will always own some form of a flip-flop. You will always own a skinny jean. It never goes away, but there's been a lean into the trend of the bigger jeans. So for me, I would probably wear this just with a front tuck, show a little belt buckle, or my other option honestly could be that I might pair it with a slim pant, and I might even do the little, or I'll do a tie. There's some tricks that you can do. You can actually twist on the side like this, and you can tuck it in the side of your pant. So try that at home. Unfortunately, I'm not changing clothes, but it will take a lot of the volume out without doing it in front. So there are other options.
That's really great. And then, like I said, she introduced me to the front tuck.
Yes.
I never really did it. And it
thing.
creates a great silhouette, but also the kind of that side tuck too.
Absolutely. So keeping with our, do we have anybody out there? Okay.
We do. We have Lakeisha. Hey, Lakeisha. She love the denim. Casey, of course.
Oh,
you
yay.
can't go wrong with pearls.
No.
We definitely agree with that for sure.
For
You
sure.
just can't.
Well, these are other pastel messages. We've kind of shared this one with you, and it is kind of that pale celadon look. I love that it's got a little shine. You heard me talk
And
about
you kind of have that
shimmer and
Victorian
shine.
collar that you see a lot of.
Well, some of the jewelry, we had pulled out the jewelry. I do think beautifully this color combination. Look how pretty
Again,
that
that's
is.
sold in that set.
It's sold
You
in the
see how
set.
how
That
much
set
we're
is a
reaching
must
for?
have.
That looks amazing
Right?
together. And think of
Yeah.
this, like, even with your jeans would look amazing.
Well, a few of the styles that we have shown today. Now, I'll be honest, my personal style leans this way with this blouse because I think the dress lends itself to being a little bit dressier. I love pairing this together. While the greens don't match, they blend. This is a statement earring. And you don't want, I mean, obviously the neck is closed up, so you're not going to have a neck message, but you could have this and you could have the matching
message.
ring.
Yes.
Right?
There you go.
Look how
Perfect.
pretty. Love that.
That is
Beautiful.
so pretty. And you see how, again, all the greens and the shades all play together
Yes.
so well. And then you have the pop of the
So
sapphire.
for me, because I have been, we've been friends for a long time.
We have.
And I always have this neutral shoe message. If you are in doubt on your shoe, go neutral. But now we're in this kind of color statement too. So for my fashionistas out there that are very bold, I would always put my pink shoe with this.
Oh,
It would be
yes.
really fun because it's really registering 2023 when you do that.
See,
You
I
know?
like a pop of color in the shoes. I mean, you know me, like many times I'll meet Trisha and I'm wearing all black and then I have my red heels.
Yes,
Like, I
exactly.
love that kind of little
I
pop
love
that
it.
you can
And
play
right
with
now
that.
it's so perfect because it's such a strong message. It really does give you that, that statement to say, I'm really in the know. You know,
Yes.
but always when you're in doubt, do neutral because it does. There's a lot of tricks behind that trade. But
But
I love
also,
color
doesn't
shoes.
it also elongate?
It
Like,
does.
Okay.
It does. So
Yeah.
there is a lot about that. It doesn't draw attention down. There's a little, like we're talking shoes here, but it doesn't bring attention to the ground, right? It's kind of like those statement earrings that you can see, the 7 table earrings. Like,
And that's where
yeah.
your focus goes.
Yes.
And then you kind of just see the whole.
That's right.
Yeah.
Another beautiful pastel. Loving this. Again, look how cute. The same pair of earrings. We've got a lot of options, but I love playing with these because look how it pulls the pink in.
How pretty.
Yeah.
And again,
This
I'm
is
just
a pair of
careful,
earrings
but
I think
this
we
is so much
all need to
fun.
have because it goes with your blouse, a green blouse. Oh, yeah.
And then look at these even with the
Oh my
pinks.
gosh, I love that. Is really kind of a fun modern spin on this. I could see that with jeans and a cute little sneaker
And
and, a little
then
yeah.
you
and
have
then this is your
that.
little dressy side. But love it. I just
Yes.
absolutely love it. So there's a pastel message. I flashed a few styles. Again, there is a lot of from a neckline. There's a lot of closed up necklines. You can see both of us have a different iteration. We showed a few today. You will see there'll always be some open, but that's kind of leaning into that jewelry trend about the earrings because you just really want that
The statement
style.
earrings.
Yeah. So pearls.
Okay. Are we gonna have enough time? Because
I know, but I just have to show like how it pops off
Seriously.
flat.
Yes.
So we have just a moment.
No, we are going to take a moment.
So,
for this. This is a great pearl.
Whenever
moment.
I do like a fashion show, Allison, as you know, I mean, we always talk about how black is the most described color in fashion. There's so many emotions tied to it. But I will tell you, if you do your research for this spring, there is a lot. In spring, typically it's a black-white message combination. But this spring, it's truly about blacks. But here's why. Because you're seeing a lot of sheer fabrication, so you're gonna see the skins underneath it. This one actually, this little top is like a little mesh top, but look how sophisticated these pearls make it.
I mean,
that's
I'm just
totally
going to
my
show you
look,
this,
let me just say.
which is beautiful. I mean, a beautiful
Oh,
canvas
totally.
you can play with, but then look when you
Right?
just add the pearls.
And then just hold it up to your jeans for a second. Okay. And then imagine with even a contrasting white belt, if you wanted, and a cute little heel. But how cute is that?
That's amazing.
But the necklace does it.
It
I mean,
does.
the necklace makes this.
It really does. And again,
for
this
sure.
kind of necklace will go with so much because
Yeah.
I mean, pearls. You know,
And
always.
you know what I
Classic.
think about too, and I didn't bring one today to share, but there is a lot of talk about kind of that moto that sits with this black story. But imagine this with like a cute little lightweight moto jacket and the pearls. It's that juxtaposition
Yes.
of like hard and soft that I love, and the pearls just do it. I mean, so you're gonna bring mascara.
I am. I'm so excited about this.
So many of you out there are probably like, I remember that. So we are seeing, which is really interesting, you're seeing a lot of the drop waist come back in, right? So this skirt actually has a little pocket and drop waist, but look how cute.
Does it wait, it has pockets?
Yes, it does have pockets.
Okay, ladies, that's
Right?
what.
But look how
This
cute
is the
that
holy
little
grail.
pearl.
You got pockets and it's cute.
Right, so drop waist skirt. How easy is this outfit? I mean, let's be honest, ladies. Full elastic waist, drop waist, which is slimming, pockets, and a pearl necklace.
I feel like I'm going like
for
this.
me.
I'm bowing to this.
Like,
This is
I
the
don't
holy
think it-
grail what ladies love.
Yeah, and you know, you're
Everything.
typically in a lot of black, my sweet friend.
I am.
So I was
She's
thinking,
helping
like,
me
look
with
how
the
cute.
color.
No, but I like, but I do
love
like it. If you're gonna
this.
do black, do it super modern. I mean, look how cute that is, right? And then, oh, by the way, let me not forget, we have the bracelet. So for those of you out here, look at the bracelet combo too. And then you can, don't be afraid. I've done a ton of research on how to layer pearls like this and mix your metals. There's still a big chain message. I mean, I could see this with a big chain bracelet, another chain or layer up here, you know,
Yes.
giving you kind of that dimensional neckline when you've got all black. I love it. Look how pretty that is.
That is
Right?
beautiful.
That's very Allison.
It is. I'm going
It's
to
very me
go
too.
shopping.
So, speaking of metals, let me just show you this really quick. I almost forgot this beautiful piece on
Yeah.
there. But look how cute this is.
And talk about mixing the metals.
I know, right?
So you have the classic, the beautiful pearl, then you have the mixed metals, and there's almost to me like an artisan kind of feel to that too, but it's almost that juxtaposition like you were sharing about the pearl, and then you kind of have like this
I know.
like edge to
But
it.
imagine, like, because it does, yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
bit, you know, I always use the word like hard and soft in
Yes.
the fashion world, but it's a little bit harder. But I like it because
I
it
do
plays
too.
off of all the femininity.
Well,
you know?
yeah, and I think as women, we have all those different sides to us. Let's
We
face
do.
it, we are strong, and we're in, Women's History Month, so we are.
That is true.
We are soft, and we're resilient, and we're strong. All
Love
of that.
I know.
Which is really
and,
great.
and fashionable.
And fashionable too. That's right. Is
So-
there anything else you want?
Well, I mean, I could talk all day.
that's
honestly,
true.
but
That's true.
I, really
I know
feel
you run
like-
in all this
Yeah.
great, wardrobe, and it's been so much fun playing
Yeah.
in the trends and the colors.
Well, and leaning into
style.
one important color. You know, if I could talk all day, but I try to like hone in on the biggest message that may not be as transparent when I'm asked to speak. And a lot of people, pink is kind of for women. It is kind of one of our go-to colors for a lot of women. It's very easy for us to gravitate and pick pinks or shades of pinks up. Not normal inclination to pick up greens.
That's
and that's
true.
why I wanted to talk to you about it today, because I feel like there's so much beautiful jewelry that has greens, and there's different stones that are green. If you're afraid of wearing it in the apparel, pick it up in your jewelry. I mean, it's just there's so many beautiful stones in the styles we showed today.
Yes,
I love it. And I still have one ear.
You do, but I'm liking both. And we didn't really talk about the pearl earrings.
We didn't,
that
but
you
we should,
have.
because-
Or my hoops either, really fast.
Okay, well,
but remember, friends,
is
you
what
can click
happens
the
when we're-
gallery at the bottom. You can see everything. If we got to it or we didn't get to it, they can shop right along. But these great
I love
onyx
those.
hoops. That are amazing.
Okay, so I have to say,
Yes.
hoops are still happening, right? There's an encore, what they're saying in the fashion industry, an encore to hoops. So hoops have always been around, but they're really coming back in a massive way again, but in a different form, right? So
Right.
they're doing some really unique things with them. But how cute is that? You know what, guys? I have to tell you, I'm a visual.
Yeah.
I definitely see things, and I'm like, how beautiful would those be with all white?
And
for
then-
summer.
Yes.
And then just a cute little sandal, because then your earring says it. It's kind of like, there was a celebrity that wore these green
Oh, I
earrings
know.
years ago.
Yes.
And everybody, all they talked about was the green earring, but I could see that with like a beautiful white dress.
Yes, because she was wearing all black, which
Mhm.
looked amazing, but all white too.
Yeah, all white would be great.
Yes.
But I love how it plays off your floral too.
Mhm. And then I
that's
love your earrings because you have the pearl.
I do. So I have the
And
pearl.
then it also has
and as
a
I mentioned
little bit of,
earlier, I'm a
like, blue
huge fan of
apatite
pearls.
to it.
Yes.
Which almost looks
And it's
green
not,
to me,
and
really.
you know, I like that these are a drop, but they're not, because there are a lot of people are not. They need to kind of walk before they run on the big earring message.
Understand.
And so this is really an earring that kind of is that bridge, because it's dropped, but it's not super long. But it's definitely something that I think that you could
If you
register.
take a step up.
That's right.
Then maybe if you kind of go for your studs.
So yeah,
Yeah.
if you're the stud wearer, the very simple style, this is a great step into that larger statement.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Okay, please don't
It's
leave
so
me.
fun. I
Just
don't
start
want
staying
to.
style with me.
I don't want
need
to.
you.
I really don't. I just love you so much.
I love
It's
you
so good to be a part of
too.
this.
You are just amazing.
And
And we're so grateful. And thank you to everyone hanging out with
Yes.
us as well. I mean,
Gosh.
Trisha, can you turn again so we can see them on you?
What is
It
that,
must
the
be
pearl?
the earrings,
The pearl.
maybe. Just
I
really
see.
fast, a
Yep.
little. Again,
A
we're
little
here for
glimpse.
you. Thank you, everyone, for all the love, all the hearts as well. And be sure to share this live stream. You can still share it, the 3 dots at the bottom, with your
Yeah.
family and friends so they can shop right along.
Absolutely.
And kind of play in this
I'm gonna-
amazing curated closet that Trisha
I'm
brought
going to do a
in.
little shopping on the
I'm gonna do
jewelry
shopping,
because I
too.
think there's some amazing things. I
Yeah.
have to have these earrings.
I know, I
too.
love
I
them.
love them.
Yeah.
And you know what? Did we speak? We didn't speak to this. I know we're
We
out
did. We
time.
kind of put it in, but
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Of course.
I think that's a good piece to have too, because that's another way to register green in a very subtle way.
Right.
If you're a little intimidated.
And this is green onyx, which goes green onyx
Oh,
earrings as well. But again, playing in that
gorgeous.
green message.
I mean, again, beautiful with anything really. I
Truly.
like that pop of color. I mean, you could do that with a lot of, to our point of all black, you could just
Yeah.
mix your green.
And how great would this look against a tan
For
for
sure.
spring and summer?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna get there. I promise.
Me too.
Maybe we'll have to go to the
too.
beach together.
You know what? Let's do it. Because I was just saying I could really use some sand at my feet and tan on my face.
I mean, sand and tan.
Mhm, sand
And
and tan,
Trisha with
yeah.
me all the time to style me.
Tan it.
New motto.
So,
This
it's
has been so much fun.
I
Yes.
love it. I hope I can come back and see you guys. I hope you've enjoyed it too. And I hope you took away a couple of little tidbits on spring fashion and obviously some great jewelry pieces to pair up with them. It's always a fun time to talk about that. I mean, we women love that, right?
Exactly.
So it's just tons of
Exactly.
fun.
Well, thank you so much for joining us as always. And we both wish you a blessed and
Yes.
beautiful weekend. And we will see you soon.
See you.